Guard and biking activist Kerry Rogers with his second question. Mr. Rogers.
Thank you, Bob. I think tonight I'm Mr. Street. You know, when I go to neighborhood meetings, and I'm sure it's the same way with other neighborhood groups, I hear two things. One, more sidewalks and fewer speeders. One of the most popular programs in metro government is traffic calming. I think the last approval, there were about 28 projects, and there's still 300 requests waiting to be approved. So I get questions about why can't we get traffic calming? And I also get questions about where are the police officers enforcing speeding laws? So I'd like to hear how each of you intends to work on those two issues.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Campbell.
Well, this is a very important question for me right now because my son had a car accident last night, and I am very concerned about traffic in this city. So thank you for asking this. I think safety is a big issue for us. And, you know, once again, we have sidewalks and bike paths that go along and just end. And we know that pedestrians and bicyclists are getting hit. So traffic calming is very important. As the mayor of Oak Hill, it was something that I dealt with on a regular basis. And yes, you can go to Hub and you can put in an application for traffic calming, but inevitably we actually need to address the issue, the root issue, which is that we have too many people on our streets, they're moving too fast, and we need to make sure that we're calming traffic in ways other than just putting speed bumps and roundabouts in the middle of our streets. And that's going to require actually fortifying our police force and making sure that our lights are working in sync with one another, and messaging that that's an important thing for our community to do.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Ms. Rowley, please.
Yes, so the first part of the question around moving that line from 30 or so projects being managed a year to further down to the 300. I think that comes down to a question of dollars per foot on our sidewalks. I've been impressed that recently with greater performance management, we have reduced our per foot sidewalk costs by about 20%. So continuing to infuse an attitude of, are we getting the most money? Are we getting the most value for our residents so that we can build more sidewalks, calm more streets? The second issue is around policing. And I do believe that we have an issue with pay gaps, but we also have to reset our attitude around the police. While I have personally never worn the uniform, my husband did for 20 years in our United States Army, and I think I'm uniquely able to stand and support those who swear to protect their lives and serve others. And I'd like to do just that.
Thank you, Ms. Rowley. Ms. Wilhoit.
I asked the same question. Where are the police? Where are the sidewalks? I asked that same question. And that's why I'm running for mayor, so that we can find the police by paying them competitively, so we can hire the best and the brightest. That can solve that question right there. When it comes to capital improvement, we go right back to traffic calming, and here we are talking about economic parity. I live in a neighborhood that pays USD across the county, one neighborhood paying USD rate and property tax rate that is the second lowest rate in Davidson County history. It is not double, it has not increased, it's the second lowest tax rate. What has increased is your value. And you didn't buy a home for it to depreciate, you bought it to appreciate. So with that being said, we need to invest in our neighborhoods regarding traffic calming. And then we won't have ask, where's the sidewalk?
Thank you, Ms. Wilhoit. Ms. Brooks.
Revitalize, restore, rebound. That is what our police officers are. And it's mighty funny that a couple of years ago, or just a short time ago, we were talking about defund the police. Now we're talking we need to refund the police. We're resetting our conversation about the blue. When I said, let's have the officers have a pay of $70,000 a year and to be able to live in Davidson County, the area where they serve, I wasn't just talking about anywhere in Davidson County. I was talking about how it was when I was a little girl. The police officer actually lived in our section of our neighborhood. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to make sure that, as Chief Drake said, our beds are not for mental health patients. They're actually for criminals. So working with Chief Drake, making sure that we recruit police officers, once again, 200 short, refunding the police so that they can revitalize, restore, and rebound our community.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks. Mr. Gingrich.
I have the exact same question as well. I have other questions. Like, why as a city are we spending 60% more per resident today than we spent 10 years ago, and yet we can't get traffic calming, and yet we can't get speed control, along with a bunch of other things, like having our roads in good repair. This isn't that the people in Metro aren't working hard. They're working their butts off. This is about leadership. This is about priorities. This is about consistency of message. And this is about bringing a modern way of running our city to Metro government. It's an organization of 8,500 people. They come to work every day and they try their darnest. It's a budget of $3 billion. I'm the one candidate on this stage that has overseen an organization of that size. If we were doing what we are doing in terms of not delivering for the people who live here, that's unacceptable.
Thank you, Mr. Gingrich. Mr. Wilshire.
We absolutely need to be investing in communities, and that starts by listening to communities. It starts by having conversations with folks about what the needs are in their neighborhood. Each of our neighborhoods is different, and it starts by listening. Let me commend the work of Aaron Williams and the others at Hub Nashville. It's created a great tool for folks to be able to communicate with the government, to easily identify where there are needs and then get them resolved quickly. It's that kind of responsive government that we need more of. As it relates specifically to traffic calming and to having enforcement of speed laws, that needs to be a priority. Whatever you focus on, you see results on. And there haven't been priorities. The priorities have not been aligned with the needs of the residents. You start by listening to folks, meeting them where they are, driving improvements and results, and then you can deliver a higher quality of life. As mayor, I'll start by listening to folks, bringing the best ideas to the table, and delivering on all of our priorities.
Thank you, Mr. Wilshire. Ms. Hurt.
Yes, I think that Matt is in my head because it is about priority, but it's also about enforcement and accountability. We create these laws all the time, but we don't have any monitoring of the enforcement or the accountability. That's why I have the plan to put in an office of accountability and efficiency to make sure that we prioritize those areas that need it the most, where you've got that traffic fatalities that are happening all the time, those where the speeding is going on, and all of those things that we've heard from you all. And I thank you so much for sharing that information with us. But it is going to have to be prioritized, it's going to have to be enforced, and we're going to have to hold our police officers and other administrators accountable.
Thank you, Ms. Hurt. Mr. O'Connell.
Thanks, Kerry. It's a critically important question because it's really fundamentally about safety. The reason traffic calming is important to neighborhoods across the city is everyone knows that our streets are not safe enough. I'm proud of some of the work we've done on Metro Council, including lowering the background speed limits across most of the city. I'm also proud that we took a step recently to actually accelerate traffic calming where people can bring independent funding sources to bear to make that possible. This is a case where the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee as well as the Vision Zero Task Force both have a role to play. The best thing about bringing multiple Metro departments together to talk about priorities is you get law enforcement sitting down directly with your Department of Transportation, directly with your planning department, and everybody works together on the project to safer streets. We've upgraded equipment, we have upgraded procedures, and I think at this point it is fundamentally a question of priorities. But we do need to make sure every community across the city has access to the same resources.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connell. Ms. Johnson.
So APU has a database for problem-oriented policing, and the solution is not more police, and it never has been more police. You click on speed racing, and you solve it by fining them and impounding their cars. Second thing, follow the Walk, Bike, Nashville plan. Another thing, fund all 300 of those traffic calming projects. How do you do it? Create CIB districts. Downtown has a CIB district where the tax money goes into their district and it funds their projects. So every district can take their downtown areas, create a CIB district, and fund those projects. So we just have to be creative and stop saying we need more police, because that's not really the answer. Community problems need communal solutions, and we go to our communities and we solve these problems that way.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Mr. Yarborough.
If you don't have safe streets in your neighborhood, you don't have a safe neighborhood. It's that simple. I've spent a lot of time in stiffening penalties for reckless driving that injures pedestrians and for going after speed racer, drag racing that is become a plague in our community. Look, we do have to deal with enforcement, and the reason we have to make sure that we're doing something about the understaffing of Metro Police is it's exactly that kind of quality of life, speed enforcement, traffic enforcement that can fall by the wayside when our forces spread too thin. But fundamentally, it goes to design and how we are ramping up the pace of dealing with infrastructure build-outs in our neighborhoods. We can't be on pace to get to the traffic calming demands for our neighborhoods on a 50-year timeline. We need to speed that up. And that's going to take focus and a performance management mindset in the mayor's office, who's going to work every day to move that forward.
Thank you, Mr. Yarborough, and thank you, candidates.